How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Pan Geekery Podcast, a weekly live video podcast celebrating all things geek from an all-diverse perspective. And what we do is we talk about film, TV, video games, all the things, covering all the nooks and crannies of fandom. My name is Earl Bale, and I'm an actor and improviser based in Los Angeles, California. And my favorite conlang phrase is Noijitat from Pirates of Dark Water.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, Sasuke.
Nice. Hello, I'm Jen Zhang. I'm an actor, writer, artist person. And my favorite conlang, wow, that's so good. I wish I had time to think about it. I would say mine is, season 3, Daenerys Ostapor. Axia Brisentas.
It's a pretty good one.
Donageris.
This is my mother tongue. Is that the one?
Yes.
Yeah.
That one is like unsullied, like rally against your masters, basically. Oh,
it's a great one.
Chills. Okay.
Hi, everyone. My name is Caitlin Fay. I'm a director, writer, actor, and a singer. And I guess the question is a specific phrase? Conlang?
Yeah, a specific conlang phrase.
Oh my god.
We did a couple of them, Caitlin.
Yes. Well, the only remaining one that I know is, oh my god, I taught it to you, Jen. Why am I forgetting? Primo nin brunin lastobetar. Oh no. Nino hitagre lastobetar.
There you go. There you go.
Mount Waters of the Misty Mountain, whatever.
Oh, Misty Mountain.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You guys know what I'm talking about. It's Elvish. Yeah, it's Elvish.
Thank you.
Hey guys, it's Walter, aka Manatails. I'm an editor, camera operator, martial artist, and veteran. And my favorite conlang is the Ewoks language.
That's not a conlang.
Is it a conlang?
It's not a conlang.
Is it a conlang?
It's not a conlang.
It's Tagalog.
So
It's just
savage.
Tagalog.
So
Oh my
racist.
God.
That's just straight up
And
Tagalog.
they're like, ooh, yun ang maganda.
I guess if you want to say that's Ewok, but
Yeah, for those
that's
of you
writing.
who didn't,
It's writing that conlang line.
It
those
made
of you who
it.
don't know, in Return of the Jedi, the Ewoks are actually speaking some like pidgin form of some dialect, right?
Yeah.
No, they're speaking Tagalog in that
straight-
one scene.
Straight up.
Tagalog.
That's,
Ayun
Straight up
maganda,
Tagalog.
that's
and
just
then
racist.
like
Yeah,
It's not racist. It's just the actors in the
It's just
Ewok
funny
suits
as
are
that.
Filipino, and then like
but that's racist.
Spielberg.
Like,
It's well, yeah, but because he told him to speak some gibberish, and the guys was like, "What do you mean?" They didn't know what that meant, so they were just like, "Speak another language." They're like, "Okay," and then so they went with Tagalog, with the only other language they knew.
Okay, I guess I don't know. So they just let it pass.
Yeah, it's not Spielberg, Lucas, and the guys there. They're like, "Oh, okay, that sounds exotic
sounds
or
legit,
unique."
yeah.
It sounds exotic.
It sounds alien.
just in case nobody in the chat,
Sounds alien.
somebody in chat doesn't know what a conlang is. Conlang stands for constructed languages. So like
Make up.
Bathaloda, Klingon, Dothraki, all that stuff.
Parcel tongue.
Parcel tongue. Yeah.
Parcel tongue.
Yes.
Oh, parcel.
Oh,
I
that
thought that was like
sounded
a
legit.
package.
No, it's from Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Hey, how's it going, everyone in chat? Just want to say what's up. Shout out to everybody in chat right now. Do hit us up in the chat. Remember, we will get to you as soon as we can, either in chat or live. Hit us up on Twitter at Pangeekery, hashtag that. Just to let everybody know, our Discord server is up. So we will link that at some point in the chat, and do join us there. We're going to have a sub-only section in addition to other stuff. Check out our other streams over the course of the week. The schedule is up on our Twitch channel, and we have a lot of content coming at you, so try to catch it. This episode of Pangeekery, we're talking about a few things. First of all, we are talking about Penny Dreadful, City of Angels, episodes 4. I said episodes because it says 4 and 5 in the thing, but we're just talking about 4. So episode 4. We're going to talk about the Tenet trailer, and then we're going to talk about the 5 most important video games from your childhood, which was inspired by a tweet that has been going around both Facebook and Twitter. So, first of all, let's get into Penny Dreadful, City of Angels. How's everybody doing with that?
trigger warning. That's all I have to say.
Pretty intense episode.
Extreme trigger warning for this past episode, or episode 4. So last week's episode.
Dude, so many things happened though. It was like
I didn't even write it down. So many things happened.
So many things happened. Well, I mean, the German version of Natalie Dormer's character,
Right.
like finally ensnared the German Nazi guy, right? The Nazi doctor. During his kid's birthday, within like 50 feet of his wife.
No foreplay.
No, just straight up.
Not even a kiss. Not even a kiss.
Literally.
Just straight up.
Her from behind.
Yeah, plowed. Straight up plowed.
Fucking corn.
That was all part of her plan, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There wasn't even any spit there involved, right?
No, I was just thinking about that.
It was
like,
nothing.
It was just
just straight up dry docking.
Yeah.
It was.
That's not fun
pretty brutal,
either.
man.
Yeah.
That's gonna be UTI later. That's what I'm saying. Anyway,
well, you do what you need to do, honey. But damn,
we're gonna pay for that later.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's probably gonna pay for that later. She's fine. She's just gonna homunculus that shit away. And
this is true. This is true.
He's got some demon STD.
Yeah, something. He got something.
in furnace.
Also, Tiago tries to go down further the Molly hole, even though that sounded really weird. He tries
I've been in those.
The what hole?
There've been several people that are going down the Molly hole.
Help. But yeah, so Tiago tries to like snoop around the Molly's old place, right? Wherever she and the Reverend used to meet.
And their love shack.
Yeah,
their love shack.
Yeah, love shack.
He finds evidence. Exactly. He finds evidence of condom usage. And
how dare
just like Trojan-esque.
Yeah. But then she also comes by. Yeah. She's also coming by.
Go ahead. She intercepts him. She shows up at the love shack, says, "Why, yes, I did bang that man." And then he's like, "You're a suspect." And then she's like, "I don't care. GTFO. I never want to see you again." And we're like, okay. I mean, we thought he was sus because she just kissed him the day before, but like, all right, whatever, man.
Yeah.
And then skip to the end of the episode.
Yeah.
He shows up at her dishwashing station.
Yeah.
Right. And they wash dishes together.
Not a word is spoken. And
they kind of smile at each other. And it's kind of like, did she not say?
Yeah. What was that all about? Yeah.
I swear to God. I mean,
what was that about?
What is happening?
The more and more like we see of her, the more I am convinced that she's fucking orchestrating a lot of shit.
Evil. Yeah,
I think,
probably.
like I said from the beginning, I think she's bad. I think it's probably the mom's probably not as bad as we think. I think she's a real manipulator.
Dude, that'd be
she's a real manipulator.
That'd be crazy.
If they do it like that, I like that. That's a great twist.
Yeah. That would be a great twist.
It's so she's playing the victim, the puppet.
She's playing it hard, and like that's gonna
that might be a red herring.
Faces.
A red herring, exactly. Yeah.
Well, what did you think of the Molly having like this freaking like channeling moment when she was
except she didn't
really she didn't really channel anything.
I thought she was gonna speak in tongues.
What was that about?
Nothing happened.
All part of the show. I think it's like
nothing happened.
I think she just went off script with what her mom had planned, but she has something else in mind.
What do you think she has in mind, Walter?
Just ramping up her performance, like, and just getting, I don't know, like she might be just getting stuff out of like what just happened, getting caught in her love shack, and
so she's using it as personal expression, is what you're saying?
I think there's more behind it.
I wonder if he saw the sister. Does she know who the sister is?
I don't think so. They never
met or
crossed. They never met.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but like in her head, remember when she greets Josefina, she goes like, "You're his sister."
What?
He says, "You're our sister."
You're our sister?
Yeah,
it's
she
not
said
his.
you're our
Yeah.
assistant. Yeah, but that
No,
could have been.
I thought she said
that could have been a
you're
play
his
on words.
sister. I thought she said you're his sister.
I thought
No.
it was
No,
you're
I heard
his
you're
sister.
our
Well,
sister.
y'all didn't watch
Yeah.
5 yet, but like
Oh.
She doesn't know. I'm sure
she doesn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, she doesn't know.
Oh,
Okay.
I think it's juicier that way. She
Okay.
doesn't know.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
And then sorry.
no. I was just thinking. I just wonder where they're going with her storyline. You know, like I wonder if Molly is somehow going to be connected to the supernatural because you know. I mean, I'll make a call here. I think for the most part, we're all kind of enjoying the show, but we're also aware of some of its shortcomings, which is fine, as every
Right.
show has. But I personally feel at this point like they're shoehorning in the supernatural part because it's almost like you almost don't even need a supernatural element in the story.
Yeah.
Real
Check
world
this
going
events are
on.
interesting enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Check
don't
this out.
even need Natalie Dormer, right?
What
I feel like
What
her
if-
character complicates things.
What if Molly is Magda?
What if Molly is mad?
but Molly.
What if Molly is a homunculus?
Yeah.
of Magna?
Oh my god!
Because like
Please
have
using-
Magda and Molly been in the same space together?
Yeah. Oh no, they
Like-
haven't. But they're
I'm not
they're
saying
two
it's good
separate
writing.
things.
I'm just saying that it's.
yeah.
I'm just saying that it might
Yeah.
happen.
I'm just saying what
terrible
if.
writing then.
I mean,
Oh,
at the very
awful,
least, I
yeah.
think Molly is part of some sort of money embezzling
Well,
situation.
Yeah, I mean,
That much is clear.
That's
yeah,
clear. Yeah.
and she was
Yeah.
she's not just a lover to that accountant guy. I think she used him. He was a tool,
Or, yeah.
and
Mhm.
maybe she was trying to get out, and then she was just cleaning house, but she got stuck somehow. Who knows?
Ooh.
That's my I don't know. Could be. That's just my
don't
crime
know.
guess.
Yeah. There's also was it the mayor or like a candidate running for mayor?
He's a council member.
He's a council member. So that council member who is secretly gay, I guess, and he has like trysts with young men.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I
on
mean,
the down low.
everyone
So-
was secretly gay back in the 1930s.
Yeah. See,
Well-
people are still secretly gay.
People are
I
so
think
Yeah.
we're all secretly.
I think we're all secretly gay.
We're all secretly gay.
Um,
yeah.
But
Oh, there's not
he-
even that one scene with like
yeah,
with
he got
with
blackmailed.
yeah.
Yeah. So, you know,
That
Well, he
one was
doesn't know.
also-
He's getting set up for a blackmail.
he's
It's
getting
Yeah,
set
he
up for a
doesn't know yet.
blackmail. That's
putting
right.
it in the bank.
Yep.
But I knew as soon as like he got to that shack, I was like,
Yeah, it was a it was a
Yeah.
motel. So.
yeah.
In the
I was
middle
like,
of nowhere.
But
This is
hey
a trap.
guys, at least they had foreplay, you know, because they kissed.
Right.
like,
there was
the-
a kiss.
There was
a
kiss.
murder that preceded this betting.
And we were like,
right.
what?
He just like
He
randomly
shot-
shot Abercrombie in the head and in the
But
torso. It was like,
that,
what?
That turned on the
Yeah,
council.
he double tapped. Yeah.
It was crazy.
That was
Like,
crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that was just for shock value. I
but
think
the
that was
fact that
just
that
for
dude-
shock value.
But the
I
fact
think
that
a lot of
dude
things
was
were
like,
just for shock
Yeah.
value this episode.
so
There's
unnecessary.
a lot
weird,
of shock
though.
value in
Yeah.
this episode.
Yeah.
but it's so
That
weird
seems
how
to
you
be-
just like he just literally like, oh, you just shot a man. Ooh, now you're kissing me. Yes.
Exactly. Would you do that? I don't care
No,
how
I
horny
would
you
not.
are. He already got laid, so obviously he's not that desperate to get laid again.
Well, he
right
was
after.
receiving, so
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Like
Doesn't
I don't
I don't
know.
know. Yeah.
So much the logic.
It's just
in
not
this
plausible.
universe.
Yeah.
It's just not plausible.
But like,
I feel.
okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I feel like there's definitely. It seems to be like every episode is can be condensed into like a phrase, basically, and the phrase for this episode is shock value.
It was
Great.
totally
Yeah.
shock value. Oh my God. But
Yeah.
like Nathan, I actually kind of enjoyed Nathan Lane's
I'm enjoying him more
in
and
this
more.
one.
He was
The thing
annoying
is-
at first. Now he's better.
So he's trying to like win or like buy out the mafia, the Jewish mafia,
Jewish
guy
mafia.
onto
Right,
his
Garrett,
side
yeah.
by like appealing to his like emotions, right? Going like, hey, like we're all Jews, you know, we got to protect ourselves because like, you know, the Nazis are actually here in LA now. Like, what do
Yeah.
we do to counteract their progress? Because you know, Caltech is right there, you know?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like smart on Nathan Lane's part, but like maybe a bit naive. It like shows you his character because you're like, oh, this is a good guy who believes like a mafioso can be won over. But then the mafioso, like, you know, does what, you know, he thinks is according to plan.
Mafia's gonna mafia.
Mafia's gonna mafia, you know, and he tries
Yeah.
to turn Nathan Lane's character instead. But good thing Nathan Lane, I would have like been sad if his character turned, but he didn't decide to shoot the other guy.
and they
You
were
knew that
fine
was
with
coming,
it. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But you
You
knew
had
that
to
was
kill him.
coming, right?
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of dead bodies. A lot of
Bodies. A lot of
this time around. A lot of dry banging.
Yeah. A lot of
And then remember when the story of Florence, that little kid, they're having a slumber party.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ!
Oh no.
That was something straight out of like Hereditary. I was
Yes.
like,
crazy.
That shit was crazy.
Man.
I
I had
knew
to like turn my head away.
I knew it was happening. I knew it was
Yeah,
going to happen.
same.
I knew it was
That
gonna
was going
happen.
I was waiting for
that
like
what
the
panel was going to
imagery.
happen.
Yep.
Yeah, I just want to see how they did it,
Gonna-
and it was still like, oh
It was
god.
still there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the little brother has an arc. Y'all want to
Right.
get into that?
yeah. So
Yeah, sure.
where do you see that going, Jen?
No, I was gonna say,
no,
do you
she
guys want
has-
to delve into it?
She wants to talk. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
We're
thought
gonna
you
talk
might
about
have a theory about where that's going, or like, wait, what?
I
gonna
wonder
talk
what's the
about the thing.
purpose of like
Oh, okay.
the purpose of the little brother. Oh, which younger brother are you talking
Yeah,
about?
which one are you talking about?
We're talking about youngest brother.
Diego's brother?
The gangbanger now.
Yeah, the Pachuco.
Oh, okay. We thought we were talking
I
about
thought you were talking about the little boy.
little
Yeah.
boy.
No, we're
homunculus.
talking about the Pachuco.
Oh, yes. There was that scene
I mean,
where,
Which
the little
again,
brother,
shock value.
yeah.
I mean,
the
it
little
was, like,
brother is taking a
crashed.
different turn from everyone.
right.
Yeah.
But I when watching that scene, I was just thinking about it. Took me back to Game of Thrones, and we're talking about the Sansa thing. You know, when
Yeah, she gets married
and I was like-
off, and
right, and it's like, did we need to see this again? I kind of feel like it's
we actually
crutch.
saw more in this episode than we
We
saw
did.
with Sansa.
Absolutely.
You know?
That was all
So
implied.
that was it was kind of graphic, to be honest.
Right. It was very graphic. And I don't know. I'm just like, did we need to see this again? How often are we going to use this for shock value? Or like why and how does this move the story forward? I think it's a crutch. And I think
I see how it
Yeah.
moves the story forward, because now, like, okay, there's 4 siblings total, right?
right.
Obviously, Diego's in a way kind of our main guy. He is part of the police force, which is obviously brushing up against the Chicano forces within the
Right,
city, as represented by the oldest brother, who is part of kind of the
resistance.
protests, the resistance, and then the
Activist.
youngest brother, the activist, and the youngest brother, who's now a Pachuco, who's part of the
Right.
Chicano gangs. Now, by having the brother witness the sister being molested, it actually gives both of them incentive for stronger story.
Right.
Because
Of
now
course.
she's going to turn to Sister Molly, and she's probably going to get caught up in this religious zealot
Little
movement,
cult.
the cult.
Right.
And now it forces the younger brother to become a gangbanger and start killing policemen. So
Right.
I do think it serves a purpose. It was just very graphic. That's all.
Right. And I mean, that is my actual qualm with it. Like, do we need to see this on screen? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
and I get like the device as a device. This is something that is an impetus to move a character forward. But like, do we need to?
I mean, like you guys
Yeah,
said, the whole episode is a shock value episode.
It's very
right?
shocking. So much killing.
Right.
And
Murder,
so much
rape, and
unnecessary killing. Yeah.
Exactly.
sexual
Unnecessary
violence.
killing.
From the chat, for fans of the OG, for the fans of OG Penny Dreadful, would you recommend this new iteration to them, or too early to tell? You know, this feels for me so divorced from.
It's very different. It's
So,
very
divorced from the original Penny Dreadful.
so different. Yeah.
And,
like,
I would not latch on to the fact that this is a Penny Dreadful.
yeah.
Dreadful puppy
It
if you
just
want
feels
to enjoy it.
nothing. Like,
And I think, yeah.
yes.
And I think
Yes.
the fact that it's even now that we're like 4 episodes in, like you still, it's not even connected to any form of literature. The only thing it's connected to is the history of Los Angeles and like
Right.
how it's on the Los Angeles actual folklore, like, but
Right.
has nothing to do with like literature characters. That's the only,
Well,
And
I mean,
exactly.
that's
literary
that's-
characters, I guess.
Are we
that's
talking about
like
fairy
We're talking
tales
about,
right.
because somebody asked in the chat, would a fan of the original Penny Dreadful enjoy this iteration of Penny Dreadful? And we're saying
Right.
they're so different.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well,
Yeah, it
I would
just
say-
happens. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Earl.
My counter to that, Walter, is that like, sure, we had literary characters in OG Penny Dreadful, but like, we do have Santa Muerte. I mean, these are characters that don't show up in literature because a lot of this was oral tradition. So
but they're barely showing up now.
They're barely showing up.
but
They're
they're
actually barely characters.
They're barely in it. That's why I'm saying I feel like the supernatural element is shoehorned in because they're like, oh yeah, it's Penny Dreadful. We got to make it supernatural, but it's just unnecessary. On this
and
I don't think they're serving it. They're not serving the
And to be fair, the supernatural
tradition.
characters in the OG Penny Dreadful were also kind of background actors. It was the literary characters that was like there in forefront.
But they were all in the myth.
But they were
all kind of like mixed in.
Like the main character of the original Penny Dreadful was Eva Green's character, right? And she herself is basically like Lilith incarnate.
Ooh,
right?
Oh, I like that.
I mean, like she is, who
it's
the
like
devil wants to make her bride.
Yeah.
So like, that already like sets you in the thing. Whereas like 4 episodes in, we're still questioning how anyone is even related to Santa Muerte, whose powers we don't know.
Yeah,
Magda's
there's too many
powers
questions.
we don't really know.
I just think Natalie Dormer's character is so just kind of pointless. I don't know. Like
it's still confusing. Like, what's your purpose?
What is your purpose? Why are you trying to sow seeds of discord amongst humans when you could just have people kill each other immediately? When you can kill people, you can bust open windows with just a look. I don't understand.
It's honestly taking too long. It's taking too long.
I mean, I would have rather.
Where she is.
Yeah, I would have had them rather return werewolves, like. Because in OG Penny Dreadful, it had werewolves, vampires also, and all that stuff.
Right.
Here, and then it did link the Native Americans with werewolves in the OG.
Barely, I don't know.
Yeah, but I thought it would have been nice if they expanded that or
right.
Like,
well, here's the thing. There's so much. It's a missed opportunity. A lot of it is.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We're all just saying. Here's the thing.
Here's the thing, though.
Here's the thing, though. But werewolves, vampires, Satan, Christianity. What do these have in common? European mythology. Right.
Absolutely.
If you wanted to
all around the world, there's vampires and werewolves all around the world.
Yes, but the particular breed that they're talking about, the fact that it's set in Penny Dreadful in London. So my point being, if they're gonna set it in California, in LA, with a primarily Chicano cast and
use that shit.
Why isn't every facet? Why isn't like Lady Guadalupe here? You know what I mean? Why isn't the Catholic Church here? Why isn't like
the God of Death?
Why aren't we seeing like? I don't know. Dia de los Muertos are like,
I think the big thing is they not just that. I totally agree with you, and I think they really missed an opportunity to take monsters and folklore from all around the world, because LA, even at that point, was already a melting pot from different cultures, and like you could have had mythological creatures converging in Los Angeles or something.
Yes, totally, absolutely.
Well, I mean, the reason why the mythology in City of Angels right now is feeling weaker to me is because the prescient, like, emotional crux of the series thus far is to do with real life people just going through race class wars in Los Angeles, which is fine. It's exciting, but it just I don't know why the mythology is there.
Dreadful. Yeah,
exactly. Why is this Penny Dreadful?
Well, and it could have still been that, but using LA 1930s like racism behind it. Like,
but they're not doing it. But they're not doing it.
We've established this, Walter. They're not doing that.
They're not.
No. I know. I'm saying like there is a missed opportunity.
Right. You're just reiterating.
But but like, okay. So what's interesting to me is like, okay, if this was not a sequel of Penny Dreadful, what show out there would you compare this current show to that is probably more in line genre-wise? Because there's so many, like this could be any kind of really alternative retelling of pre-World War II era. Like it's more of a historical show with race relations. I just don't see why it had to be put into the supernatural category. It's just.
I mean, it feels kind of like a Boardwalk Empire meets Crash.
Exactly. Crash.
Yeah.
Totally like Crash. Yeah.
It's all those kind of like real life dramas.
Like real life dramas.
Now they're incorporating gangster theme.
They are.
With a bit of like period. I don't know. It was like alternative pre-World War.
The giant hodgepodge of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine, but like it's not Penny Dreadful, I guess, which
just
is
think
the
it's not
long
Penny
answer
Dreadful.
to
The two threads aren't quite tying as well together as I would like. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wish that. Well, I would have loved to see more werewolves.
us.
More
And,
werewolves, please.
More werewolves.
I mean, we did get to Santa Muerte at the beginning of this, but we still got no
Yeah.
explanations.
But
No,
she's doing the
no
same thing that
explanations.
we've seen her doing since the episode 1. So
Right.
it's not providing new information.
Yeah,
She's
and
just
I
taken
feel-
another body.
I feel like they also kind of dropped the storyline with the mom. She seemed like such a central character.
Yeah.
She's completely absent from the last episode and for most of this episode. And we
Right.
still don't know what went on when she prayed to Santa Muerte and went into that weird limbo state. You know, like
We don't know what that was. We don't know
what
the
the fuck
nature
was
of
that?
that. Yeah. We know what
yeah.
the results were, but
Yeah. I
Yeah.
kind of wish that Santa Muerte was the main character. Like, I kind of wish
Like-
that
like
the story
Vanessa Ives.
revolved around her. You know what I mean? Because
But
then,
the
like, the
problem-
supernatural element would be about her.
But that's the thing. They've already started with entities that are too powerful for there to be real stakes drama. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this Vanessa Ives, yes, she had powers, but she was still human. She still had limitations.
like she could break, is what we're saying.
Yeah. The Frankenstein and the creature, they all had limitations.
Right.
I mean, they were still people. Yeah.
They're still people. The fact that they got these all powerful supernatural beings to be like main players in the show is that they just shot themselves in the foot from day one.
Yeah.
I think.
The only
Yeah, it's
It just doesn't
hard
make
to write
sense.
this.
like Dorian Gray was the
Yeah.
only person there
Yeah.
that was like really the supernatural human, right?
But he's still human, you know.
But yeah, he
he
could
still has
still
limitations. He could still
Yeah.
die. He could still, you know,
Yeah.
someone could still shoot him and he'd be dead.
Magda can't die.
No,
Santa Muerte
Dorian-
conceivably can't die.
Dorian only dies if you find the painting.
Right.
But he could still
Well-
die. That's a weakness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, that's
yeah.
his kryptonite. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
We just don't
kryptonite.
know. We just don't know
Right.
Magda's weakness yet, if she has one.
Well, she needs one soon.
She needs one really soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really
Otherwise-
know what her deal is yet, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, hopefully
That's the
it'll
thing.
lead up to something, but yeah.
They're
How many
all big
episodes?
question marks.
Is
This
this-
is episode 4.
No, but is there 10 episodes only in this season?
There's 10 supposedly. Yes.
Yeah,
I just don't think there's anything that could not have been accomplished without her.
Without
Right.
the
Everything's all the dominoes are already set in place. We don't need Magda.
No.
We don't need her because
It's true.
these
We
things
have
are
enough
happening
drama.
anyway. Yeah,
we have Nazis in
we
LA.
have Nazis. We have gangs. We have
Yeah.
police gang wars.
Yeah.
We've got religious fervor revivals.
Right.
There's embezzlement schemes. There's
Which is
like,
all interesting.
It's, we
corrupt
don't need
cops.
supernatural.
There's so much story
Yeah.
material actually.
Yeah.
And I mean, this brings back to something I said last week, which was, or when was that? But I don't know. This is like, what is this for? Is this just to showcase Natalie Dormer? I mean,
Basically,
It's supposed to.
She has star
It's supposed to
power,
get her
yeah.
in.
Right.
in
It's
a
her
movie.
real.
Like, look what a great actress she is. She can do a
Yeah.
German accent, yeah. And then say she's a Chicana Latina way, you know?
I still have big problems with that shit.
It's
I still
so
have.
terrible.
She said
She sticks out as a
she
white
sticks the fuck out.
chick. She just sticks out so bad. Like this, one of these does not belong.
I feel like they should have made a Chicano woman the lead. If it's gonna be about like race relations, if it's gonna be
Right.
about
Well,
the
but then
mythos
she
of
can't
Mexican
pretend to be
culture.
German.
No, I mean she doesn't have to pretend to be German. That's the thing. It could be
Yeah.
something. I'm just saying, like I'm just throwing this.
Or
out
they
there,
could have
you know
gone
what I mean?
a white passing Latina girl because a lot of them
Right.
are white passing. You know what I mean? Like they
Or
could
just
have
like-
done
But
anything.
why does she have
Or
to?
she
be
doesn't
white
have. She doesn't have to
Because
play
they
all
want her
these
to-
characters.
I know. I'm just saying, if they really wanted her to play both sides, obviously, if she looks
Right.
Latina, then she can only play so many. I don't know.
Right.
Given
I
the
don't know.
limitation, I get it.
Yeah.
I think I'm still enjoying it. It's just, I'm what the fucking a lot.
Dude, we were what the fucking all of this
Yeah,
episode
the
as
whole
well.
time.
It was
Right.
like, whoa.
I mean, I see it kind of like Star Wars, you know? Like a lot of times you watch Star Wars and you're like, what the fuck is this shit? But then you just go
Ouch.
with it. You just go with
Oh,
it. And
that's a
it's
little
so
bit harsh on Star
Oh,
Wars.
come on, Walter. You know some of those movies you were like, what the fuck was that?
Well, one and three,
One and
yeah.
1 through 3 were like,
One to
what the
three, yeah.
fuck?
But you still
2 was a what the
enjoyed
fuck.
them.
3
You
was
still-
what
I
the fuck.
did not enjoy it.
Well, I did. I mean, I just went with it and And you can too. I'm just kidding.
I went with West. I can go with Westworld more than
no. Okay, no, I
Westworld.
cannot go with Westworld.
I think Westworld by episode 4, I was getting it.
I didn't make it that far.
Done. Yeah. Done.
All right, our producer is telling us to wrap it up.
Yeah. So Tenet, which is a movie that's
By
Christopher
Nolan.
of Batman.
Brother of Jonathan Nolan, who wrote Walter's favorite show in the world,
Westworld.
Just kidding.
So
Wait, really? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, the brother of Christopher Nolan is Jonathan Nolan.
Is Jonathan
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
That makes
Memento.
Memento, Dark Knight Returns.
Dark
Yeah.
Knight.
I mean, Dark Knight.
Just
Right?
what a
Dark Knight.
talented family. It's like the Wachowskis again.
Right, the Wachowskis.
Yeah.
So, this is an interesting trailer, right? We still don't know too much. We know there's like some kind of time bending going on,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really looking forward
I'm
to it.
in. Yeah,
Yeah.
lots of celebrities.
a lot of celebrities.
Fleur Delacour. Did you guys?
Yes,
That's
Fleur
right.
from
Clemence
Boba Fett.
Poesy.
Yeah,
I think her name is Clemence Poesy or something. She's French, but she has a very like English accent in this trailer.
Yeah.
And I realized I don't know if I've ever seen a movie where Robert Pattinson uses his real accent. You notice
Oh.
this?
His real accent. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah, he's English. It was
that's
so
right.
weird
Yeah.
hearing him sound like James Bond.
I know. I was
doesn't
like,
use
is he
his-
putting that on? That's a pretty good accent. And I
he
realized,
No,
doesn't
that's
speak
his-
him.
in his natural accent as Cedric Diggory.
No, he's.
Oh wait,
he
that's
sounds-
right.
Oh.
Okay, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was the
Okay.
first time I saw him.
That was a
Yeah,
while
that's
ago.
true. But he barely had any lines, and that was a while
know.
ago. Yeah,
I know, it was a while ago.
that was a while ago.
It was
boy.
enough for
That was a while
Caitlin to
ago.
forget to negate
Well,
it.
no, I actually was obsessed with Robert Pattinson when that movie came out.
Right.
Well, I was into Victor
He
Crumb.
killed my boy.
Yeah, I like
Imagine how Twilight would have played out if they just had he just had the British accent the whole time.
Dude,
there would have
crazy.
been wet seats
Just
in
a
the
British
aisle.
Wet
exchange
seats in the
student.
aisle. There were already wet
Even
seats
more
in the
wet.
aisle.
Yeah.
Caution, wet floor. Yeah.
Yeah,
All the moms like lusting after Jacob.
They would be
Oh,
swimming
God.
in a pool of their own lust.
Oh
Anyways,
God! Wow, that is
But
pretty intense.
so Tenet.
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 I
I guess
it. Yeah.
one of the big things about the trailer. I mean, action looks good. We don't know anything yet.
Yeah.
But is that it premiered in Fortnite, like in a virtual space. So
How did they do that? How did they manage to do that? Like, it takes place in the world, or they just built, like, they modded the game mechanics to make it tilt or something, or behave like
well,
the
I mean,
physics
like
that the world.
if you have in the game world, you can just set up anything like to play a movie, basically, right?
Oh, there's this big
So,
screen in game.
game, yeah.
Oh, so it's like a movie screening, but in game.
Right. So
Yeah,
it's like
that's
Second
cool.
Life. It's a virtual world, and then you sit in a virtual movie theater, and they put the Fortnite trailer that way.
Wow, that's so meta. It's like not only are you just sitting behind your computer watching a movie, you're sitting by your computer in a game, sitting
Right.
by a movie theater watching a movie.
Wow.
I mean, it's funny that you say the word meta because people are talking about, is this the beginning of the metaverse?
Well,
Which is
I would
like-
argue.
Yeah.
Hold on, as I bring out
A book.
Snow Crash.
Wait, what is that? What is that?
Neil
Snow
Stephenson.
Crash by Neil Stephenson.
Oh,
But also Neuromancer. I mean, the advent of the internet is already the introduction of the metaverse. This is just this is just one other envelope opening.
wait.
within
Can
it.
you explain that? How is the advent of the internet the beginning of the metaverse? Like, is it
Because people don't convene in person. People are
okay, so
already
it's all
met
like
online.
that is pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just a physical, like a virtual physical manifestation of it.
Yeah, we're not really looking at each other.
Yeah.
We're looking
Yeah.
at like
Visual representations.
yeah. I'm not gonna go into that.
If anything, like it's just a more advanced form because now you
Right.
get the visual reminder, you get the illusion
Yeah.
of like space, right? In the same way that
Yeah.
like VR
Yeah.
like provides the illusion of space. Whereas before, like when the first emails were sent, it was like 0001, 0001. But like when you receive them, you still do essentially tie your realities together in a virtual way, do you not? You know? So
Yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we're already in a simulation, so
So
reality follows
the
rules.
rabbit hole
It's
just
like a
goes
simulation.
prior to the internet, I think the big advent, let's say like in the Middle Ages, was actually the invention of the printing press. Because that, well, actually, and then if you want to go even further back, it's just like writing in general, right? Writing.
It's the beginning of history. Yeah.
Writing is the beginning of history, and in a way, the beginning of
painting on the walls.
Yeah, just communicating, like symbol. Wow, we're just getting
virtual representation of the actual world. Yeah. When that motherfucker spit on his hand and
when he made fire, though, Prometheus came to Earth.
Caveman memes.
It's like, I want you to live in no
It's
more.
theory of mind.
The elf with the guy. There's the first meme right there.
But it's true. What's going to be the next big step? Like after the internet, what will it be? Will we just be reading each other's minds? Like, you know what I mean? Isn't that crazy?
Well, theoretically, right? If you read a lot of Asimov, he kind of goes into that stuff.
We're going to be able to access
algorithms read people's mind.
Right.
Without speech.
I mean, that's what like devs was kind of about, right?
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler.
Well,
I only saw as much as you did.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry,
this is just me conjecturing.
Never mind.
I finished devs.
You finished it?
That's a good thing I didn't spoil it.
But what this really is, at least for me, is like a this is kind of the first delve, not really the first, but like a major delve into kind of like the Oasis from like Ready Player One, right? To actually recreate and deliver things in a virtual world, which is
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty geeky, you guys.
That was
sure.
It's almost like we're on balls deeper.
It's almost like we're on a geek podcast or something.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Me neither. You normies. You don't get it.
What's funny is that like Neuromancer, Snow Crash, these were written like in the early 90s or the 80s, and they already predicted like the trajectory of the internet as we use it. Like,
I mean, Jen, it just goes to show there's people out there who are a lot smarter than most of us. So, like, they just knew these dead white males or these white males.
They're alive. They're alive.
Yeah.
William Gibson's alive.
It's not a head in a jar with the.
No.
So what you're saying is Christopher Nolan is going to be one of those people who predict the outcome.
He already has.
Wouldn't that be crazy? Like
he already has his like
a genius.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like when I was watching like elements from the Tenet trailer, was it just me or were there just clips from Inception? Or was it just that they were saying like, the director?
I'm pretty sure,
it wasn't just me.
It's the visual effects team from Inception.
It wasn't from Inception, but it
felt like
bending.
Yeah.
The
car,
City Horizon bending.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it in the same universe?
It's a lot of common imagery.
Doctor Strange too.
It's the same. It's his imprint, right? It's a film by Christopher Nolan, so you're gonna get that kind of stuff.
Oh my god. Rodney just told me Snow Crash is being developed into a TV show right now.
Oh wow.
Oh, cool.
Of course it is.
Everything's
fantastic.
Yeah.
And even that Fortnite release for Tenet. Yeah, Rodney was saying it's 12 million people watched it on, during the stream.
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot of people logged in.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just going to continue this. So, I mean, they're not premiering, but they're screening Dark Knight in Fortnite this summer. So that's going to be something else that's happening.
Yeah.
I think, with the whole, quarantine, everybody's just like trying to push into the virtual space. And
also, did you notice that Kevin Branagh is in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh.
Brenna?
That's what I said.
I thought you said Kevin.
No, Kenneth.
Oh,
sorry,
Kenneth.
Okay.
Sorry, I heard Kevin.
What do you
Kevin.
call Kenneth Branagh that like is in a Christopher Nolan play? Don't answer it.
What?
It's Kenneth Branagh.
That's so cheesy. Did you come up with that?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god.
All right.
Kenneth
But this time it wasn't Hans Zimmer, was it?
R.I.P. headphone users.
Sorry.
But yeah. Well, no, Kenneth Branagh's in it. I swear to God, I thought I saw this chick who was in there was another woman, right? Besides
there was another woman. I couldn't figure out where she was from.
I think she's from The Great Gatsby.
Yes, she's from Great Gatsby.
She's the tall girl from The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, that's right.
Jordan. Yeah.
Right.
And then there's other people I'm forgetting.
There's a lot of people. There's
Kenneth
so many.
Branagh. Clemens Poesi, Robert Pattinson. I don't know who the main
Is
dude
Tom
is.
Hardy in there? I think Tom.
I don't know who the main dude is.
Oh, I didn't see him.
No, he wasn't.
It would
But
only
I'm glad
be,
he's a man of color. That's fantastic.
I'm glad too.
He seems
It'd only be
really American.
real. Right.
Yeah.
It'd only be perfect that God, can't talk. Bane is.
The guy, the Indian dude, the guy from yesterday, is in it.
Oh, he is.
Oh.
No shit.
Yeah, I saw him
Wait,
briefly.
Kumail Nanjiani?
No, that's not-
girl.
Oh my God, we just got racist up in here. That's not Kumail.
I'm sorry.
He's
I
like
thought you were talking about Big Sick.
Kumail is Pakistani.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I thought
The other South Asian dude.
John
I
David
haven't
Washington.
Oh,
seen-
Michael Caine is in it too.
Oh my God.
Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
I haven't seen yesterday, so I got confused with you.
yesterday.
With
I
the
haven't
big-
even watched
the big
it.
Sick, yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Big Sick.
No.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Fair enough.
Well, yeah, I think this just talking about virtual worlds. A lot of us were exposed to virtual worlds, whether like they were a mimic simulacrum of the real world or not. In video games, which is what we're going to talk about next.
Ah!
Segue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about 5 video games that kind of influenced you a lot in your while growing up. I guess in your adolescent years more so.
And no trying to make
kind
it
of-
cool.
Right.
I mean, it
or
could
just
be cool, but
any game in
but just
or
make-
adolescent, like we're talking about a certain
I
time
think
period.
they want.
formulative
all time.
years.
Oh, wait, but think about it like this. If you didn't play video games as a kid, but eventually you did play video games, whatever 5 kind of, right, like affected or influenced what you enjoy now,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
you don't have to have been a kid, right?
So really quick from the chat, the Guardians, the main dude is Denzel Washington's son from
Yeah.
Tenet.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Ouch, jeez.
Sorry.
But anyway, video games.
All right. Who wants to start?
Not it.
Not it.
I'll start. I've mentioned one of these before on a previous stream, but Jumpstart Education 3rd grade Mystery Mountain.
All right.
Well, I mean, like, to its credit, you know, like it is intensely logical, but also is like really fascinating and has like a cyberpunk twist to it. And Neopets was a huge deal for me in 4th grade. I didn't have many friends growing up, and then finally, when I found a true best friend, we were playing Neopets all the time and pretending to be fairies.
Aw.
And Pokemon Gold, of course, was my first console game because I had Game Boy Color, and it was the first time I really like developed a strategy for gaming, and I managed to beat Red on the first try. So, and then moving on to like maybe like college years, Bioshock was a game that has affected me tremendously. For storytelling purposes, and is probably one of the first occasions where video games were seen as high art, I guess, I don't know, story-wise. And then, of course, Final Fantasy X, because that got me through freshman year of college.
Final Fantasy X is a great game.
It is
I know
fantastic.
people don't. It's not one of people's favorites, but like it's a great game.
I love it. It's so good. Anyway, those are mine.
Nice.
Cool.
Does anybody else?
I'm trying to think.
I know. I'm thinking
All right, I'll go.
formative years.
For me, I guess I'll try to go by order, but I would say first one was like Carmen Sandiego, the video game.
Yeah.
Growing up, I really liked it. Just it made me like really enjoy geography and just traveling the world, like understanding where she might have been hiding, like the clues and just the whole, just the whole detective work to find Carmen Sandiego. I thought that was really cool growing up. Tetris, when I used to play it in Game Boy, that I spent a lot of time playing that and just putting puzzles together. And I was able to finish it when I finally made it to the last level. That was crazy.
Oh my God.
Just
How
that
many
she-
levels
like-
are there?
99.
Ooh.
Like, yeah, I was like, when I finished that, I was like, holy crap, and then never again. I don't want to try
I don't
to
want to do that.
do it again
Yeah.
a second time. Yeah.
I have reached the zenith. I no longer need.
I peaked right there. And then Mario Brothers, I would say, was like pretty influential to me just because the amount of it was so new when I first played it, and then it was like just the bonding and like just the people I got together with to play it was pretty cool.
Like Super Mario Brothers, or
yeah, the original Super Mario Brothers. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it was just something, like, it was just an experience for me to play it. And then I didn't really feel that much bonding with playing it with other people until I played Resident Evil in college.
Right.
And that was really cool because that was probably the first game my friends, my dorm mates and I played together, and we finished in like one sitting. Because we were so addicted to it, we just kept going. We would just pass the remote to the next person.
Wow.
That's always great.
Addictive personalities.
When you play a game together.
Exactly.
No heroin
and
for you.
There's 3 of us, yeah. And we would bring food, like if the guy was surviving for a while, we would bring food for him just to keep
and then
him.
feed him.
Yeah. Not quite.
Just have like an IV drip.
Close,
Like,
Yeah.
And then
Just tell him when to open his mouth and
or
just throw
hopefully
things in.
we'll take over, just make sure he doesn't die. We don't kill the character while the person's eating, but it was good. And then like and then the final one was like Final Fantasy VII was pretty
yay!
that left an impact, especially with like RPG. Like I wasn't really into it before then, but I really got into it after that. And just fell in love with that genre because of it. So that's mine.
Nice.
Caitlin, Earl.
So I don't play a lot of video games now. So I don't know if I should.
I can name some board games.
I could. I mean, I guess I do have video games that I really enjoyed as a kid, and I could list those. What do you think is more appropriate to like list the video games I really enjoyed?
Or even your childhood
Mix of
stuff
it.
too. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what I really liked, I have a list here.
Oregon Trail.
No, I actually didn't like the Oregon Trail. That was lame. Okay, so I remember really being just blown away by the graphics in Super Mario 64.
On the N64?
Yeah, I remember being at like Costco or something, and they were playing a demo of Mario N64 on these huge TV screens, and I just stood there rooted to the spot, and my eyes were like bulging out.
Right.
I was like, you can see all different angles, and he can like fly, you know? I just had never seen anything like that before. So when my brother got it for like his 9th birthday or something, I was just like playing the shit out of it. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this one computer game I had. It was called like Yoshi's Island.
Oh,
and, it was all these baby Yoshis, and they were like all hatched on this island. And I don't exactly remember the story, but it had really nice music, and the Yoshi babies were really cute. And you got to play as Baby Yoshi.
Yoshi's Island is a classic, yeah.
Yeah, so that really made me feel happy. Another one, I don't know anyone who knows this game. It's called Mischief Makers. And the main character was this blue-haired chick named Marina. And you played on the N64, and you had to like basically toggle with like these balls. Sounds weird. But like you got these like neon colored
balls, man.
Yeah, toggle these balls, and then you like throw them so that you can propel yourself in the air. I don't know how to. Yeah, it's fucking weird. So, and then there was Bust-a-Groove, which was on the original PlayStation, which is kind of like an early version of DDR, actual dancing. And then, of course, my favorite was always Zelda: Ocarina of Time because I love fantasy and I love the music. Yeah, so and I love my Rumble Pack.
I found a cockatiel on the internet who can sing that song.
Oh my god! What?
Yeah. I played it for you, Caitlin, remember? And then you were like, wow, birds actually understand. This is proof that birds actually understand.
Birds are really, really smart.
Birds are smart.
Corvids are like super smart.
Yeah.
It's like ravens and crows.
Yeah. What are yours, Earl?
So, this is hard. My first one is going to be X-Wing, which is a PC game that basically... I mean, it's what it sounds. You pilot an X-Wing, but the thing about X-Wing was like that it was very much about multitasking. Like, it wasn't like 3 or two or three buttons. You had to like adjust your speed and adjust your shields and switch like weapon banks and all that on the keyboard, and then fly with a flight stick. So yeah, X-Wing dogfights, I would spend days just sitting there playing, not leave my room. Street Fighter 2, that's another one. Changed the world of like communal gaming. That was a game that kind of made people like gather in arcades and made video games a social thing, really, outside of the home. So
it was so next level compared to Street Fighter 1 also.
It was completely different. The jumps, the amount of moves, the ease of which you were able to like execute things, the potential for combos back then. I mean, like, you can ask anybody around my age and they will remember going into a 7-Eleven and watching two people play there, and then you put your quarter up and say you're next.
Whoa.
7-Eleven.
What's funny is right when you just said that, Earl, someone on chat brought up 7-Eleven also.
Oh, no, what's up, Kristen God?
So 7-Eleven.
it was the beginning of gaming etiquette, really, almost like in like social contracts with regards to gaming.
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. That's still hands on one of my favorite games. And yeah, I play that game a lot. It was probably the first Zelda that like I really played, because I didn't play 2 or 1 really. But Super Smash Brothers Melee, this is the game that brought all my roommates together in college. So,
really? They brought them together, not like toward your friendship asunder?
Right. No. It's so weird.
It brings you together.
For a lot of people, like, this game is like Monopoly, but for us, this was like we would have bad days and we would like come back from like our different meetings or whatever, and at the end of the day it was like, hey, do you guys want to play some Smash? And we would just let off steam. In particular, my three of my roommates, Chris, Alan, and I guess John and Vince, they both did as well, but like, shout out to you guys. This was our game, like, and we played it for years on end without actually ever getting mad at each other, and Steph too.
Wow.
Yeah. And finally, Dragon Warrior. So Dragon Warrior was known as Dragon Quest in Japan, but it is a...
Wait, Dragon Quest? Wait, go on.
Dragon Warrior. So it's an RPG. It was the first video game RPG I ever played, and it kind of started me on that whole like fantasy and role-playing games thing. I played it once at a friend's place. Same friend who I played Final Fantasy VII at, and this just got me into like fantasy. Like I played Dragon Warrior 1, Dragon Warrior 2, and after that, it got me into like all the Final Fantasy games, and that's one of my favorite franchises. So,
wait, Dragon Quest is still going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone looks like a Dragon Ball Z character. Like that's how
it's
it
the art
looks.
style. Yeah. It's not necessarily like that in games sometimes.
Yeah.
But, like, the promotional art.
It looks like Dragon Ball Z. That's so weird.
Hey.
I thought you were talking about Drakengard. The
Drakengard. That's a good game as well.
I really want to play that. Yeah.
What is
that's a great game.
It looks like something you would enjoy, Jen. Actually.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. That's a good game.
But I don't have a system.
So yeah, that then brings us to the end of our video game talk. I don't know if anybody wants to drop what your favorites were on like our Facebook page. Just hit us up, hashtag us, and we'll see all that stuff. Rodney, are we going to play the videos now, or like are we going to close out first? I don't know. I'm just going to keep talking while that happens, while the decision is made. That brings us to the end of our show for the most part. Okay. So
nice.
we are going to play some videos after this, so check those out. But thank you everybody for being in chat. It's been an awesome show. Do hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, Pangeekery, everything at Pangeekery, twitch.tv/Pangeekery. That's PangeeKery. We will be streaming most of this week, so check out that schedule again. And thank you everybody for being there. Come check us out every Monday, 8 p.m., twitch.tv/Pangeekery. And everybody, good night.
Good night.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Later.
So no videos. Oh, no worries.
Okay.
You get it. It's sent though. Okay.
Oh, we're still streaming then. Hi,
Hi everyone.
guys.
Hi.
Oh, we're still streaming. Hey guys, we're still streaming.
Can't believe.
Okay.
And everybody have a good night.